Every year, thousands of tourists visit Baalbek to photograph Roman columns. They admire the Temple of Jupiter, snap pictures of ancient ruins, and leave believing they witnessed another triumph of classical civilization. They never realize they walked directly over the greatest engineering mystery on Earth, a foundation so impossibly overbuilt that engineers cannot explain its purpose. Here's the deal. Beneath those famous Roman temples lies a platform that breaks every rule of ancient construction. Stone blocks weighing up to 1,650 tons, joints so precise you cannot slide paper between them. Seismic engineering that modern architects didn't understand until the 20th century, and zero documentation from the Romans who supposedly built it. The deeper researchers dig into this mystery, the more one conclusion keeps demanding attention. Whoever constructed this foundation was building for something far beyond human scale. The Romans arrived at Baalbek around 15 BC. They called it Heliopolis, the city of the sun, and transformed it into one of their most ambitious temple complexes. The Temple of Jupiter once featured 54 columns, standing 22 meters tall. Classic Roman architecture everywhere you look. Corinthian capitals, intricate friezes, imperial grandeur at its finest. But here's the catch. The foundation those temples sit on uses a completely different construction technique, completely different scale, and there's not a single Roman document claiming credit for building it. Think about that for a second. The Romans were obsessed with documentation. They carved inscriptions boasting about every bridge, every aqueduct, every monument. We know exactly who commissioned the Colosseum. We know Hadrian rebuilt the Pantheon around 126 AD. Roman engineering pride was legendary, almost obnoxious. So, where are the records for moving stones 10 times heavier than anything else in Roman history? Where's the emperor taking credit for the greatest engineering achievement of the ancient world? Silence. Complete, deafening silence. But the missing records were just the beginning. What researchers found in the Western Wall would make Roman engineering look like amateur hour. They call it the Trilithon. 3 stone blocks, each measuring roughly 19 meters long, over 4 meters high, and nearly 4 meters deep. Weight estimates range from 800 to 1,000 tons per block. To put that in perspective, the largest stones in the Great Pyramid weigh about 80 tons. Stonehenge's famous megaliths clock in around 25 tons. The Trilithon blocks are 10 times heavier than the pyramids, 40 times heavier than Stonehenge. And get this, they're not sitting on the ground. Someone lifted them 7 meters into the air and positioned them with millimeter precision. The joints between these megaliths are so tight you cannot slide a piece of paper between them. No mortar, no filler, just stone meeting stone with accuracy that makes modern surveyors uncomfortable. Dr. Jean-Pierre Adam, a French archaeologist who spent 3 years documenting the site, described his reaction bluntly. "I've studied Roman construction my entire career. This isn't Roman. I don't know what this is." Professor Daniel Lohmann from the German Archaeological Institute examined the joints between the massive blocks and went quiet. 40 years of engineering experience across 3 continents, and he had never encountered precision like this. "The tolerances here," he said, "are tighter than what we achieve in modern bridge construction, with diamond-tipped cutting equipment and computer guidance." So naturally, researchers started asking, if the Trilithon pushed the boundaries of possibility, what else might be hiding at Balbeck? The answer was waiting in a quarry 800 meters away, and it would shatter everything we thought we understood. In 2014, a team of German and Lebanese archaeologists were conducting routine excavations near the ancient quarry when their equipment hit something massive. Dr. Janine Abdelmassi, leading the dig, ordered her team to keep excavating. Hours turned into days. The stone kept going and going. When they finally mapped its full dimensions, the entire team fell silent. They were looking at a single stone block measuring over 19 meters long and weighing an estimated 1,650 tons, still attached to bedrock. Abandoned mid-extraction, precision cut, and ready for transport that never came. 1,650 tons. That's heavier than 3 fully loaded 747 jumbo jets stacked together. Heavier than the Statue of Liberty. Heavier than anything humans have documented moving in recorded history. But here's where it gets truly unsettling. This wasn't the only abandoned megalith. Nearby sat the famous Stone of the Pregnant Woman, another 1,000-ton block left behind for millennia. And beneath the 2014 discovery, a third massive stone, even larger than the first. Someone quarried these stones. Someone cut them with surgical precision. Someone had a detailed plan to move them nearly a kilometer across uneven terrain and lift them into position alongside the others. And then they just stopped. Mid-project, tools down, walk away, never came back. What could possibly cause an advanced civilization to abandon stones they spent months or years preparing? What catastrophe interrupts work of this magnitude? If ancient mysteries that break modern engineering make your brain itch, hit that subscribe button, because what we're about to reveal makes this look like a warm-up. Let's talk about what moving these stones would actually require. The largest mobile cranes operating today max out around Warzon's 200 tons under perfect conditions on flat, prepared ground. The Taisun crane in China, the world's most powerful, is a massive fixed installation. Even it would struggle with the largest Balbeck stones. The ancient builders had no steel cables, no hydraulic systems, no wheels capable of handling this weight. Bronze Age tools at best. The terrain between quarry and temple site, rocky, uneven, completely unsuitable for rolling heavy loads. Some researchers suggested wooden roller systems using cedar logs. Here's the problem with that theory. An 800-ton stone would crush and splinter any wooden roller almost instantly. You'd need continuous replacement, thousands upon thousands of logs, and somewhere between 10,000 and 40,000 laborers pulling in perfect synchronization with rope systems. Basically, you'd need a small city working in flawless coordination using communication systems we have zero evidence for. And that's just moving the stones horizontally, lifting them 7 meters into the air, positioning them with millimeter accuracy against existing megaliths. Modern structural engineers call it effectively impossible with documented ancient technology. It's not that simple though, because Dr. Gerhard Koppler, a German engineer who spent months analyzing tool marks on the foundation stones, found something deeply disturbing. The cutting patterns don't match Roman techniques at all. When Romans cut stone, they left characteristic chisel marks that archaeologists recognize immediately. The Balbeck megaliths show completely different marks, smooth faces suggesting abrasive cutting methods or wire saw technology that we have no evidence the Romans ever possessed. The mystery of who built this foundation was troubling enough, but what modern technology revealed about how they built it was terrifying. Lebanon sits on one of the most seismically active fault lines in the Mediterranean. Major earthquakes have devastated the region repeatedly over millennia. The Roman columns above the foundation have toppled multiple times throughout history. Only 6 of the original 54 remain standing today, and those required modern stabilization. The megalithic foundation hasn't budged. Not a single massive stone has shifted, cracked, or moved in over 2,000 years of seismic activity. 3-dimensional laser scanning revealed why. The stones interlock using a sophisticated system that allows controlled micro-movement during earthquakes without structural failure. The joints flex slightly, absorbing seismic energy, then settle back into position. Whoever designed this understood earthquake engineering at a level humanity didn't achieve until the late 20th century. Here's where theories circulating among researchers venture into deeply uncomfortable territory. The scale of this foundation is wildly, absurdly disproportionate to any known temple structure from any civilization. The engineering sophistication exceeds documented capabilities of every ancient culture in the region. The construction halted abruptly, with precision-cut stones abandoned in the quarry like workers fled mid-shift. And the weathering patterns on foundation stones show thousands of years more erosion than the Roman structures sitting on top of them. Some archaeologists now propose a scenario that sounds like science fiction until you examine the physical evidence yourself. An unknown civilization with technology we haven't recovered built this foundation, possibly during the Bronze Age or even earlier. They possessed engineering knowledge that was subsequently lost, perhaps through catastrophic collapse of their society. Centuries or millennia later, the Romans discovered this platform already in place and simply built their temples on top, never understanding or replicating the original construction methods. This would explain the silence in Roman records. They weren't claiming credit for the foundation because they didn't build it. They couldn't have built it. They inherited it from builders whose identity has been lost to time. So, here's the deal. We thought we understood this mystery. Then ground-penetrating radar changed everything. Recent surveys revealed additional foundation structures extending beneath the visible stones. The platform continues deeper underground than anyone previously realized. There may be entire layers of megalithic construction still buried, hidden for millennia, waiting for excavation that current funding doesn't allow. The evidence keeps compounding. Romans left zero documentation of this supposed engineering miracle. Construction techniques don't match anything Roman found anywhere else in their empire. Abandoned quarry stones suggest sudden, unexplained project interruption. Seismic engineering capabilities exceed known ancient science by thousands of years, and the sheer scale remains wildly disproportionate to any documented human construction need. Human habitation at Balbeck dates back at least 9,000 years, 7,000 years before the first Roman soldier set foot in Lebanon. The site was considered sacred by every single culture that occupied it. Phoenicians called it Baalbek, the city of the god Baal. Greeks named it Heliopolis, city of the sun. Romans built their most ambitious temple complex here, choosing this specific location above all others in the Eastern Empire. But maybe every one of those civilizations recognized something we're only now beginning to understand. Something extraordinary happened at this location, something that left behind a foundation that defies every explanation modern engineering can offer. You can visit Baalbek yourself, touch these stones with your own hands, run your fingers along joints tighter than modern manufacturing tolerances allow. Stand beneath blocks heavier than anything humans have documented moving in all of recorded history. Feel the weight of a mystery that every engineer who studies it admits cannot be solved with our current understanding of ancient capabilities. The precision is measured and verified. The impossible weights are documented and confirmed. The engineering sophistication is analyzed and proven. And the greatest mystery isn't how they moved these stones. It's what they were building that required a foundation of such inhuman scale. What structure could possibly need blocks that our strongest cranes struggle to lift? What purpose demands a platform engineered to survive earthquakes for millennia? A foundation that, by every measure of logic, engineering capability, and proportion, was never meant for human temples at all. So, here's the question that should keep you up tonight. Were the Romans building on someone else's ancient work? And if so, who possessed technology that makes our most advanced construction equipment look primitive? Who understood seismic engineering thousands of years before modern geology existed? What were they constructing that required the largest worked stones in human history? And most disturbing of all, what happened to them? Drop your theory in the comments. If you want more history that refuses to make sense, smash that like button and subscribe.